The candles are to show that you're thinking of someone.
Oh, can I light one?
If you want to. Don't burn yourself.
Thank you.
What the fuck?
A Plague Tale. Innocence. So I was browsing Game Pass looking for the next story to jump into, and I noticed A Plague Tale was available. I thought, oh shit, isn't that rat game I wanted to play a while back? Went ahead, downloaded it, then realized, wait, wasn't it called Innocence because this is Requiem? So maybe this is like a DLC pack or something? Searched a little, watched the trailer, and realized, nope, this is a sequel. And it looks cool, so let me go back and play the first one before I get into this, and damn, I'm so glad I did. Turns out this is much more than just the rat game. This is a game with layers, dimensions, feelings. I mean, for the first time in a long time, I got a game that made me feel emotions and actually want to know what is going to happen next. I'm gonna try to do this without too many major spoilers because I really want y'all to try it for yourself if you haven't. The story of A Plague Tale takes place in France in 1348, right in the height of the bubonic plague. You might have guessed that. You play as Amicia de Rune, the daughter of a French lord, essentially just going about your days. It's actually a really interesting choice, the way the story juxtaposes the normality of daily life for the de Runes with the absolute chaos taking place within the Commonwealth population. If you don't know what that means, they rich as hell living in lottie-dottie land, everybody else is down, bad, broke, gutter, sad. Anyway. But of course, that doesn't last too long. Inquisitionists attack their family, leaving Amicia with no choice but to grab her little brother Hugo and flee with the knowledge that everyone that they've ever known is presumed dead. For a stealthy action adventure title, that's really all you need for the story to make sense. Run, hide, dodge rats, dodge the Inquisition, easy peasy. But that's where the first layers of this game start to be revealed. We quickly find out that Hugo is not only sick with a mystery disease that causes extreme weakness and pain, like craziest migraines you ever had. Cancun got nothing on this. But not only that, Amicia doesn't even know him. Sure, they live in the same house, but Hugo has been living in what's essentially a permanent quarantine, only being cared for closely by his mother, with very little knowledge and even less experience of the outside world. So let's back up. You play as a teenage girl in the 1300s who's never had to defend herself, dodging hordes of super rats and heavily armed soldiers whose only goal is to hunt you down, all the while taking care of this sickly little brat who's completely oblivious to everything and constantly wants to just run off and pick daisies. Literally, I swear there were moments I just knew he was actively working against me. But innocence. These are the elements that drive good storytelling. Throughout the game, you typically only have two choices: stealth or calculated violence. You know, if you played something like Splinter Cell, you already know what's up with all that. I say calculated violence because your only weapon is a sling, and oh my god, I just noticed the David and Goliath of it all. You're going up against this giant world with everything against you, and all you got is this tiny little sling. Oh man, they spitting. But anyway, you're able to use your sling in ways that can distract enemies, attack enemies, and throughout the game you're able to get upgrades that start allowing you to even the playing field a bit and add to your overall bag of tricks. I really enjoyed a lot of the early game because the minimal supplies really demanded you to use the maximum amount of stealth possible and almost look at every encounter like a puzzle, which there were some actual puzzle elements in the game, but I wouldn't call it a puzzle game by any means. You're also able to do some interesting things with fire. I'll let y'all fact check this, but apparently rats don't vibe with fire. So you can use it to defend yourself from the hordes, you can use it offensively. It's nice that once you have all the tools, you can really just do it all as you see fit. When we're talking gameplay though, I have to say two things. First, the enemies are so stupid. Like, there was a lot of times that all you had to do was crouch and just be barely out of line of sight and you're good. Even if they detect you, they just stare at the ground for a few seconds and go right back to pacing back and forth. It was kind of hard to understand how they were so oblivious. Like, bro, you're supposed to be a knight. How was this possible? How did you make it through field training? And second thing I gotta say, okay, it kind of pains me to say it, but I gotta be honest. There were many times that the mechanics felt a little on the clunky side. Just way too clunky for a game that was released in 2019. I'm still not sure if I've enjoyed that the sling sort of auto aims on the enemies. I had moments where it just felt too easy, and then I had some moments where it didn't even work. It would just lock onto something even if that thing was blocked by an object. Didn't happen too often, but often enough to mention. And it's a shame because it's little moments like that that pull you out of the immersion and muddy the experience. You got the story. Then you got the beautiful graphics and lighting and movie level staging. I had moments where I just had to stop and go into the photo mode and just appreciate the artwork of the game. But that in itself drives the point home, because where the hell are all the pictures I took? Like, I was out there playing, framing, rolling thirds, playing. I was doing something, but I can't find any of the photos. Maybe I'm just dumb, or I didn't look hard enough, I don't know. But there's another mechanic that worked, but didn't really work, I'm only harping on it because there seriously wasn't too many other critiques. And judging by the experience I had, I feel like if a group of people could have got it right, it would be this group of people behind this game. Transition into me being more of a Debbie Downer. One more thing I wasn't too crazy about, and I know it sounds a little wild, but the length of the game, it's a little long. In total, it's 17 chapters. I think they could have cut that down to about 12 at most. I don't know. I understand some of the reasoning behind it. For example, you end up learning some of the lore, dabbling in alchemy, meeting some friends along the way that add to your list of craftable ammo types and abilities. It's all for the story development, but during the middle to late stages before the climax, it really just started to drag for me. Once it gets past that lull, it picks up again in some completely unexpected and exciting ways that end up taking the story to a new level. So I can't complain too much. When it's all said and done, I still loved my time, and it's got me looking forward to playing the sequel. So all in all, what is the verdict? I gotta say this game is incredible, and so much of that is due to the way it all hangs onto the story. It can be a little clunky. It can have minimal combat, all because so much of your journey is story-driven narrative that it's able to stand on those legs and be just fine. A girl forced into savagery just to save the only person she has left in the world, wondering how far she can go before it's impossible to get back to the level of innocence she had when it all started. This shit deep. Seriously, if any of this sounds interesting, you'll like it. I'm telling you. You like stealthy, kind of Tomb Raider vibes, you'll like it. Period pieces or just all around great storytelling, whatever, you'll like it. A Plague Tale: Innocence is your game. I'm telling you. If you've already played it, let me know what you thought. I got a feeling, come on, man, this game was dope. But let me know. I want to know I'm not crazy. Up next, we got Requiem. I'm excited to let y'all know how it is. Once again, this is a new channel. Sub on up. It really helps. If you hear this sentence, you already watched the whole video. Just go ahead and hit that button. Best case scenario, when the new videos drop, come and vibe out, Worst case scenario, I'm pulling up 8,000 deep with plague rats. And they may not be fast, but they do eat